Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome back. This is Vane. I am Vorm. We're continuing our run in this new early access open world survival zombie apocalypse Project Zomboid, but in first person and third person like thing. yeah, like that. I've learned new things. Let's go ahead and load into our save right there. Yeah, things have been learned. I will show you right away when we get in game the most important thing that I have learned. Surprised I hadn't seen or heard about it or found it before. Okay. A lot of stuff to get done in game. Oh. You're loading? You're not loading? You're loading. All right, we're in. So, 9:18 a.m. now. So, before we get started with, real gameplay, let me show you a very important thing. So, if you press the backslash key on your keyboard, the admin menu pops up. Now, for this to pop up, you have to be an admin. You are probably automatically an admin if you're playing in a single-player game. And you'll have access to this by just hitting the backspace key. If you're playing on a server, you'll have to have the server add you as an admin. And then you or they or whoever will get this menu. This is cool. I don't think I've seen anything like this in any of the games I've played recently that I've done servers for and been an admin on. We have a whole bunch of admin stuff. Remember how I was curious what I had set my water setting to? Well, guess what? I can just scroll on down here and find out. It's all set on here. So we've got the power failure set at 1 week. We've got water failure set at 5 days. So, anytime we're finding power at this point, I don't know why we're having power. And I don't know why the water didn't go off on day 5. It seems like we still have water. So these are all the game world settings, and they can be changed on the fly, and then will take effect. You've got world settings for weather and time and spawning things and removing corpses. You can, summon vehicles, summon items, heal players, all sorts of fun stuff in here just by hitting the F10 menu. So, yeah, that's really cool. Like I said, I don't think I've seen that before. I have the advanced workbench set on the pinned listing here. Let me go take that off of the pinned messaging. Unpin, please. Cool. All right. So yeah, we got things to do. Let me check a few things. Come here, advanced workbench. So we don't have arrows listed here. Do we have arrows listed here? It would be on both. I probably have to have a schematic for the arrow recipe. Yeah, I don't think we have the schematic for it. Unless I haven't read or tried to read a lot of the schematics we've been picking up. Down here at the bottom, we have the bow, iron pan, compression bandage, lockpicks, and screws. Hilariously, you need a schematic for nails. We can make all sorts of other fancy things, but we can't make a nail until we find the right schematic for it. Well, let's go ahead and read the rest of these, though. So we got the lockpick. Oh, we don't meet the requirements for that. Mechanical 15. Wow, we don't have that either. Repair 15. 40 for that. 40 for that. Flashlight we can do. Alright, well I guess that's all we're going to be able to do for now. The rest of these we don't meet the requirements for. Okay. So we got to go find some more schematics. So that's good. That gives us something to do. Loot that we need to go out and locate. Hit all the appropriate places for. What else? I need to know... Where did I put... Raw leather. Yeah, hey there, raw leather. So, we need to get raw leather, I think from... I don't know if it's just from boars. It might just be from boars. But we got to get raw leather from the boars. And then I'm going to put drying racks out here. I could probably put them in here, but we're getting a little crowded along the walls. But we'll put up some drying racks, and you put the leather on the drying racks, let it sit for a while, and then you get the workable leather that you can do repairs with. Still empty. Hasn't rained yet. So that's another thing that we need to look for. Let's get some armor on. I've decided it's time to wear, you know, all the armor. So we are currently wearing Sheriff Bulletproof Vest, condition 29%. Don't really have that much armor that I've picked up. .46 with bite and animal bite. 10 and 15. 15 and 20. So this is Sheriff Bulletproof, 10 and 15. Swap to that. Wear the helmet. Oh, the riot helmet is clothing, not armor. Okay. And I don't have lower armor. Alright, I gotta make sure we pick up some armor. Stuff's gonna slow me down, but we need to get the protection. It's no fun getting bitten and dying of the virus constantly. Alright, so we'll look for face and lower armor on the next ones we find. What else? Yep, need 45 ammo. Alright, I think that's how we've mostly been running around. I'll wait a bit on the drying racks. This would be the main place we would need it to do repairs here for things we're wearing. Doesn't show the armor on this list. Ooh, oh, I put the armor away. Big dummy. Forgot I wasn't wearing it. Or I didn't lock it. Alright, things to do. What else did we need? I wanted to point out additional things in the build menu here. Utilities. So we've got electricity items down here. We looked at a few of those. Where was the one I wanted to look at? Oh yeah, makeshift fridge and makeshift freezer. We're a long way from being able to build these. But apparently these have much larger capacities than the ones you find in the wild. And apparently this is just a refrigerator. It doesn't have a freezer element. So they're actually two different things you can build. Which do make a difference in how long food is kept fresh for. So that's where you'd look for that. There's an actual freezer and there's an actual refrigerator. And I think they have 300 capacity each versus this having 125. So vastly more space in those. But again, we're quite a ways away from being able to build it. I'll have to grind up some more construction and mechanical and things like that because it's We're at 46 out of 70 on the construction, and we're still 40 levels away on the mechanical. And I don't yet know how to level mechanical quickly, like we did with construction. And it may be just building these types of items, like building the battery charger over and over again. But if I don't get all the parts back, especially the 2 batteries, when I disassemble it, that one would be hard to repeatedly build. So, that's the only one we've got unlocked currently. Unless some of these other things do mechanical. I don't know. I'll have to do some testing and see what happens there. But we do have the lock. There we go. We do have the lockpick available now. Apparently not here. There it is. So we can build as many lockpicks as we might need. You need scissors and springs. Really? Well, that's interesting. I have not been picking up the scissors. And where do you get springs? Have I seen springs anywhere? That's going to be rough to make if you can't find the raw material. I guess I have been finding springs on occasion. I don't remember them. We got like 17. That's about it. Wow. Alright, so finding lockpicks is still going to be the best way to go, apparently. Ah, that's all I've got. I haven't been picking up scissors. We've got a few. Alright, scissors and springs if I want to make lockpicks. We're pretty good at lockpicking now. We're not losing them very often. Generally, I'm finding them faster than I'm breaking them. And we're up to whole 38 on our lockpicking skill. Yeah, already 12 o'clock. I was trying to remember what else I had learned. There's a few other things that are slipping my mind now. Doesn't appear that we're going to have any food or water problems for an extended period of time. I might head back out into the farmland, hit a few more of those big barns, and grab a few more things that were out there. We just happened to stop by one on our way up to the prison. I would like to head back up there as well. Oh yeah, that's the thing I wanted to do. So let me bring this menu back up. Under the config settings, I think I'm going to flip-flop on the... I'm going to flip-flop on the loot respawn for this first run. I'm going to turn the respawn back on. Because there's a lot of stuff... It's my first time through the world. I don't know what the mid-late game type situation is going to be. And in particular, I know that weapons and ammo, at least the guns and such, are not craftable. You're not going to be able to do anything to make those yourself. So if you don't have loot respawn on, I don't know what kind of levels of ammo and weapons we're going to find in the world. Whether I could find enough to use it reliably against the zombies. So I'm going to turn this back on for now. Leave. I don't care about those. I've already got that on standard. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I'm gonna flip back on again. Leaving all these. Still double zombies. Still 1.5 on hearing and sight. Yeah, I'm not going to change any of the rest of that. Alright, so we're going to turn that back on again for this first time through. Once I know for sure how things work and kind of the various levels of items and such, I'll change probably how I'm going to do it. Oh no! Bot got caught and blocked. Deny the bot. Alright. I do have a server set up. The web hosting service that I partner with. Got Vane added to the list. I fiddled with it last night after the other stream. And I have a server set up, so, you know, if there's any interest from the community in doing some community co-op play during the weekend, I'd be up for that. So just let me know. I put a message in the Discord as well for folks to let me know. Oh, yeah. Alright. Is this shirt just colored this way? I think this shirt is just colored this way. I don't think that's blood splatter. It could be. I haven't looked at cleaning my clothes in a bit because we were having some weirdness with this and the water and how you get water to it after theoretically the water goes out. Although we supposedly still have water. So, yeah. I got electrical connection information, but I don't have any water connection info. And I don't think we do in the, at any of the locations. I might have to go find some more. Alright, so, what's the plan? What's the plan? What are we going to work on? I got vehicles spread around. I'm just going to keep using this vehicle until it stops working, and then I'll hotwire the next nearest vehicle for the moment. We found a couple of special loot locations. That was fun. We need more of that kind of stuff. Nothing over here that I care about. Campers and tents. Nothing major there. The bus depot, the school. We've mostly grabbed stuff. There's plenty more that I could go grab. I stopped looting after a while because I had other priorities. We just started to explore up there in Dannemora when zombie infection forced me to return back to our base here. So, let's see. I know I'm going to need to grind out more levels. We were getting mechanic skill off of... What were we doing that we were getting mechanic skill? I think it was just the leveling up I was doing. We were also getting mechanical. Well, a little bit at least. I'm not sure whether I should spend my time grinding up these construction mechanical type skills so I can get the recipes and benches down, or go find schematics, or exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not sure where to focus my attention. I'm still puzzled by being able to pull gas out of the pumps. Where did I put the, where did I put that by? Oh, I put it over here. That's right. It was right there. Alright. So I moved it from there. I was fiddling with the Jenny. I thought I put the jerry can there, but then I think I needed it for... Oh boy. I only found one jerry can so far. What have I done with the jerry can? We were doing some experiments. I don't think I would have put it in the trunk of anything. Eh, crap. Where, oh where did you go, jerry can? I don't think you are placed in the world here. Definitely not in my inventory. Never mind, it is in my inventory. My bad. Alright. Contents is 0. See, it says smells like fuel. I'm a little concerned now. Does it differentiate fuel from gas? Yeah, see? Can't mix fluid with the current contents. So, that's a problem. That's a problem I gotta figure out. How you liking the game? Scratch that. I don't have a Zomboid itch. I dislike Zomboid. I got no itch to play Zomboid. So, you know. Well, we have a fill container option. I don't remember having a fill container option, but this, it says diesel, but I don't know that that's a distinction. Is it going to say fuel again? It doesn't actually specify. And it says it smells like fuel. I'm tempted to empty. Oh, I have a medley of things that I don't like about Zomboid. It's a perfectly fine game, don't get me wrong. I do recommend people check it out and play it. It's a great game. I don't enjoy. It's a personal preference thing. I don't like the ISO format. When I try to move, I feel like I'm a tugboat driver instead of a human, just because of the format they use. Everything takes way too damn long to do. Inventory management is a boring nightmare. It's extremely too samey for me. Very little variety, very little just difference. I mean, every start feels exactly the same. And it's mostly a very large chunk of why I can't play it is because I've already played 10,000 hours of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, which is the exact same format and theme and setting that Zomboid uses, but infinitely more complex, more variety, more depth, more detail. And I just feel like, for me, Zomboid is just so shallow and boring, and I can't do it. I just can't do it. I tried again recently, played it a bit, and realized after a couple of streams that I just wasn't really enjoying myself, and there was nothing really to look forward to. So I put it back in the finished category in my Steam library. So, but I mean, like I said, it's 99% of my criticisms are a personal preference thing. I much prefer first, third person for these kinds of games, and there's just several things I can't stand about the way Zomboid does things. And no amount of updates to it is going to change my opinions on just the base structure of how that game works and the presentation style and so on. So, but definitely people should at least go check it out themselves and form their own opinions. Because it is a quality product, just not one I can enjoy. I gotta figure out this fuel gas thing. It's really important. See, it says 28.9 fluid ounces, works with gasoline, but it's not letting me combine. I want to say all the pumps say diesel, but maybe they don't. Let's go down to the other gas station that way and see if the pumps also report diesel. Let me know if we get frame drops when driving. We had a couple of instances of game getting really laggy and staggered. And I don't know if it was just coincidental that I was driving and it happened, or I had some kind of system thing going on that triggered it. But a couple times in the last couple of streams, or short period, we had some lag issues. So, all right, what do you say? See, this says gas pump, so I think those are diesel pumps. I think it is differentiating. I really hope so. Let's find out. Fill container. Oops. Hey, jerry can. I thought I emptied you. Oh, well. Empty. Fill container. Jerry can. Stupid runner. See, now it's not working. Jerry can is empty. Empty. Select. Oh, nope, that time it did. Smell. And it says gasoline, not fuel. Okay, so there is a distinction. That's all I needed to know. Whoops. Missed my turn. All right. That'll work. Just needed to make sure I understood what was going on there. I was a little confused. So there is a distinction between diesel and gasoline. Jerry can is now still quite full. But now I can go ahead and place it back in the world. Now that that mystery has been solved. Need to find more of those, though, so I can speed that process up and get a blue barrel filled up with fuel. So is this blue barrel with fuel or gasoline? Nope, that one's gas. 600. Alright, so yeah, we got plenty of gas to run the Jenny. 4 o'clock already, and I haven't left base. Time flies. I'm thinking if I do a server or another run that I'm going to change the speed the time moves at. I'm not sure what kind of secondary effects that'll have, but I think I'll lower the multiplier on the game time versus real world time and lengthen the days and nights a bit. All right, so we got some important things done last episode. We got the Jenny up and running. I still don't know what to do with the washer and dryer with no water. And I'm still unsure if it's a water connection problem or how that's going to work once the water and power turns off. I got to figure that system out. I'd like to make some drying racks. Let's go ahead and get that figured out real quick. Oops, wrong thing. What do I need for drying racks? Utilities. Nope. Stations. Drying racks. So, reinforced wooden rods and screws. Good old reinforced wooden rods. Those things take brackets, which takes iron scrap, which I don't have a ton of currently. So, yeah, we're going to have to go getting more parts. I need to go dismantling again. Maybe this time we'll go out to... We did the fire station. We did part of the hardware store. I guess I could stay somewhat local. We got some opportunities here local. Yeah, let's just go up here. Any zombies? Oh, there's a lot of zombies over there all of a sudden. Check power. Power is off. It won't charge anything. Come on now. Those things are heavy. Have to run those back. We're not going to get much done today. Howdy, howdy, shellfish guy. How many will this hold? We're up to 112. They're 30. Really? Does the weight depend on the volume of gas? Does it really change that much? Huh. 189 versus 546 fluid ounces, I guess. However, we can probably do one more and then it'll be full. I don't know what I'm going to use the propane for yet, but... Is the lantern propane? Maybe the lantern's propane. All right. Whoa. Hi there. Already very exerted. Not sure what's affecting that exertion meter. I mean, I was running a fair bit there, but, I mean, we're super strong. What's my vitality at now? We're only at 30 vitality, but sometimes it feels like that exertion meter just skyrockets up. I don't know if the weight I'm carrying is affecting it. Sure. Dismantle versus destroy, huh? Need a powered driver. Alright, remind me to grab a powered driver. I guess. I haven't dealt with a propane tank in decades. Oh, can't do that one. Vegetable soup. It's probably about time I need to start crafting my own containers and swap out the boxes I've got over there too. Yeah, I need to grab the industrial tools. We're still missing those, so we're still on the lookout for that stuff. I think the crafted ones, just like the fridge and the freezer I just talked about, have better storage capacity. Unused perk point. $75 dismantling. Aw, no new skill unlocked at 75? I thought something new and cool would show up. But I guess you only have so many points to spend, so... Guess we'll take that one. One room done, getting kind of heavy. Let's go head back. Anything else? Oops. What are you doing to me here? I remember part of my slowdown is just armor. All right. Plastic. Screws. I was really hoping for some iron. Well, they reset the building again. Man, you step 2 feet out of the building and you'll likely have zombies respawning behind you. Can't interact with this at all? Okay. Metal shelf. Destroy the metal shelf, you get wood scrap. Hey, there's some iron scrap. Aluminum and wood? Make up your mind. And that I still can't interact with. There we go. Probably shouldn't take down all these shelves. If I want to experience the restocking of the items, I'm assuming the shelves need to be there for the restock to occur. Kind of funny if you took all the shelves out and then a few days later all the food reappeared floating in the air. Why does it feel like I'm getting more hydrated as time goes by? How am I still very hydrated? I haven't drunk everything all day long. Did my hydration level break or something? Maybe the shelves will be restocked. Well, they separate... So I'll show this again for folks that have just joined in recently. If you press the / key, you get an admin menu, which is awesome. I don't think I've seen anything this useful from an admin standpoint in a server game. You can do it in single player where you will be the admin. If you do it in multiplayer on a server, you have to have the server set up with admin privileges. But it brings this up, and you can look at the config, how you set up your game world, and you can change things on the fly. So they separate the things. There's containers respawning, and this is on containers that aren't owned by anyone, respawn periodically. So as I go out into the buildings and I open a cabinet, that's a container, and items might be inside, they'll respawn. And then separately, items respawn. So do items respawn, e.g. on shelves, sheds, etc. So when we go and we see all those food items individually without me having to open a container, that's the respawn for that part. So there's two different spawn settings. Previously I had them turned off. I've turned them back on. But yeah, I don't know what'll happen if the shelf that it belongs to isn't there. I definitely don't think the shelf is going to respawn. But I could be wrong. Unless this means the container itself respawns. I took it to mean the items inside the container would respawn, but, you know, maybe this means if you take out a box and destroy it or whatever, it will actually reappear. I don't know. I somehow doubt that, but... Let's go ahead and turn the Jenny on. It's looking like so far we're not going to have a power problem or anything like that, or a fuel problem, so... I don't think I have any batteries that need recharging at the moment. I got quite a few 100% batteries, so yeah, we should be fine. Okay, more material. What did we get? We got 37 iron scrap out of that. All right. That's where we're getting the mechanical. Yeah, that's where we're getting mechanical skill, crafting things like that. One iron scrap to make. Does it, if I scrap one of these, do I get the 1 iron back guaranteed, or is there a chance I'll get nothing back? Because that's a pretty easy way to get free levels if you get the 1 back. Oh, we're getting both. Oh, this is another one where we're getting all 3 skills. That's weird. Alright, I must know. So, where do these show up? Oh, actually, they're in the bench. Metal brackets. I can dismantle. It's split stack, confirm. Split stack, confirm. Split stack, confirm. Alright, so single metal bracket. I get nails, screws, and wood scrap back? Wow, is that weird? Huh. You're kidding me. It cost me 1 iron scrap to make, but I get nails back? That sounds like a way of exploiting. Let me try that again. Yeah, we got weird stuff back again. Put you back away, so I know it's very obvious. Split stack. Metal bracket. Dismantle. We just got wood scrap that time. Metal scrap. Dismantle. Screws and wood scrap, so it changes up a bit. Yeah, that's kind of odd. Alright, let me look at some of the stuff we've accumulated that I've got tons and tons of that I might be able to scrap for more useful results. Not those. Possibly these. I think I need most of this, and I'm not sure what I'll need multiples of some of this stuff. I have the mini sledge with me. I do. Take the industrial driver with me. So it has a driver bit health. I'll have to watch that number. Not too many of these tools have a percentage indicator. Alright, then we're missing, I forget, industrial welder, and I think at least one other industrial item. Is the map big enough? Big enough for what? What do you mean? I mean, you got this entire area that's playable. I've spent the vast majority of my time just tooling up and down the road here in Saranac. We took a brief visit up to Dannemora. So, you know. A lot of ways you could take the is that big enough. Are you playing player versus player and you want elbow room to not crowd each other? You want 20-person server with everybody having enough area of their own to kind of move around in? One player and you want 1,000 hours of wandering around in order to be satisfied for your $17 purchase? I don't know. What are we back to? I broke some. We're at 9 again. Get me back to 10. I've only got 12 iron scrap left, so I'm trying to figure out a good way of getting iron scrap. What's the best way to do that? Do I have a bunch that we've got several hundred here, so I guess that's not really a problem. It will be eventually, but for the moment, that's not a problem. Alright, so... And I got multiple hundreds there, and I've got 55 there. Alright, so, yeah, I can make pretty much whatever I want. Okay. Oh, I need logs for the planks. Alright, let's go chop some trees down. We got trees across the street. Actually, it's kind of dark. Let's, yeah, we're tired. Let's sleep for a bit. I don't think this is going to actually deplete while we sleep. I don't think it counts this stuff. 73.3. And if I say sleep for 5 hours, and we'll go 6 hours. Yeah, kind of figured. Alright. I think the only thing sleep does, in the single-player game at least, the only thing sleep does is change the, you know, the day-night cycle. It advances that, and I think it changes your hunger, thirst, and so on. It recalcs your medical stats, and it changes the daylight, but I don't think it changes, like if you were crafting something that took a couple of minutes and you slept for 8 hours, I think it would still be crafting, because it doesn't advance those kind of timers, I don't think. Okay. So, let's take care of a little bit of food and water, and then we'll take off. Oh, that's right. Brought all this stuff back, too. Very hydrated, and just keep eating the food that's going to spoil, all the nasty... Oops. Nope. Soup. Bleach bottle. I gotta be careful about that one. Stomach ache and lethargic. Slightly thirsty, satiated. Alright. Yeah, let's go knock some trees down, get some logs. Yeah, I don't really care if these trees stay up or not. Hey, Mr. Army Man, you gonna bring me another backpack? I've already got half a dozen of these, and we'll soon be able to repair them. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I got to clean these up here pretty soon, though. Actually, instead of me manually cleaning them, take a look at this. So, button, and then... Whoa, the hell? Is my mouse wheel spinning still? That was weird. And now it won't open. What the hell just happened? That was odd. And now the admin menu won't open. I don't know what happened right there. Oops. Let's reload. See if we can get back to it. Hope we didn't break it. Anyone who's part of your utility cabinet can copy keys from locks within your territory. So co-op. All right. Well, oh. That's really annoying. And I can't keep the mouse. I can't move the mouse. Something is now broken with my admin menu option. What the hell? Huh. And then I can't... Oh, it came up. Is it going to stay up? Weird. Alright, what I wanted to show, though, is, where was it? Not server. World? Yeah, world. So, we got all these corpses over here. If we bring this up, and, config, or no, world, remove all corpses. Doink. All clear. So another reason you might do that is if you've got such an accumulation that it starts causing server load problems. Man, I feel like I am moving really slow, because I probably am because of this armor. I'm only wearing a couple of these pieces, but... -10. Nothing changed. And then I've got all the firefighter stuff on, which is also -15 and -15. Good lord. So yeah, we're almost at half speed or less right now. Alright, let's chop some trees. I am strong. Knocked down in 2 swings. %, spent. 32 logs. Waiting for my exertion bar to go down. Nope. This inventory is great. Compared to most other games of this type that have tons and tons and tons of items, it's actually really well done. The reason for that is you've got a recently selected item, or a recently selected filter. All of these are filters for types. So I go looting. I end up with a big list of my recently looted thing here. I go to my box, I hit 1 key, everything transfers. Plus, you can lock down items, so I can lock my fire axe or whatever. So when I show up again, I just pick a category. I've locked the important stuff. Anything else I've looted, 1 key, transfers everything. Transfers whatever. It actually is really, really quick and easy. I like it a lot compared to most games of this type. I get rage-inducingly annoyed at these small project games that insist on having 1 billion items in their game and then give us a totally inadequate piece of crap UI for actually managing those items. And I spend 60-75% of my time in the game just trying to move stuff around. It's one of the fastest ways to drive me away from a game is to tell me you're going to make me deal with 1,000 types of items, but then have just a horrendous UI to interact or manipulate that stuff. Why is the wrist so thin? Yeah, that is a pretty odd looking wrist. I'll grant you that. Alright, I think that's enough for the moment. Yeah, when I'll go out looting some buildings here pretty quick and you'll see the inventory management. But it actually is really good. The UI it freaked me out a little bit too when I first saw the UI. It took a little bit to get used to it and to understand what it was telling me and how I could use it. But I'm really pleased with it now, as I got used to things. Alright, so all we did was go get some logs. I forget which category the logs are. So these are items, for example, that I've looted. I can just come here and say, put them in the pile, and then go into the pile. Quick and easy. You can sort, you can filter, you can search. You can mass transfer very quickly and easily. Oh yeah, I wanted to make new boxes. Can I make the big boxes now? Build key, or build menu, storage, large crate. I can. Alright, just nails and wood scrap. And we can do the large boxes and I can label them, which will be a big help. We'll get rid of these boxes. All these boxes you see I brought in. I looted from warehouses, loaded them up on my vehicle, and moved them in. But the ones I can craft, I can label, and they have usually more storage options. So we'll get everything cleaned up. I'm actually looking forward to starting a new run so I can pick a different base location. This one was cool to use. I wanted to start with an empty garage like this just so I could put everything up myself and see how things worked and all that. But there's so many cool buildings that you can set up a base in so many different interesting ways. I look forward to that without actually having to build the structure. That you can't do, which is fine with me. I never enjoy that part anyway. Oh yeah, logs. So, recent, nope. Where are you at, logs? Yeah, where the hell are my logs? Oh, did they go in here? Did they get tossed in? Yeah, they got tossed in. Alright, wood logs. Dismantle. I don't want to do all. Let's, split the stack. Confirm. Dismantle that. Okay, so we got 50 planks and, or 50 scrap and 39 planks. Planks, scrap.